Hey, this is Carla from the Butcher Babies.
This is George Corcoran Fisher from Cannibal Corpse.
Hey, this is Rex from Kill Devil Hill.
This is Wednesday 13.
This is Dad from Devil Driving.
This is Motorist from Quad. You're listening to Rabid Noise
on Rabid Radio.
Turn it up.
Welcome back to Rabid Noise on Rabid Radio. That was Smash a Single Digit from Napalm Death's new album Apex Predator Easy Meat. And we'll be seeing the band for the massive Death Crusher tour with Carcass. And here to talk about the tour and all things Napalm Death is the one and only Shane Embury. Great to have you with us tonight, man.
How you doing, man?
Very good, thanks, man. So I'm very keen on this tour, as it will be the first time seeing you guys live, even though I've been a fan for a long time. And you're obviously going to be playing tracks from the new album on this tour, but with such a large discography, how do you find the balance between all your tracks and albums to make yourselves happy and the fans happy with the set list?
It's pretty tough. Obviously, with a new album, you concentrate on playing some new songs, but we haven't been down to Australia, I don't think, since 2010, so we obviously want to play a couple of tracks from Utilitarian as well, and we've been trying over the past couple of years to sort of like rejig the set every so often. You know, we just look at the old songs and we just kind of go through each album and say, okay, which is the song that we really would love to play from that. Sometimes it's the video track, and it does get a little tough. You can't cover every album, unfortunately. I don't think. Well, you probably could, but you're probably playing play a very long set if you did. But we just tried to, I guess, look at the songs that are our favourites, I suppose, in some ways, but also, you know, you'll listen to what the crowds shout out from time to time and go, hey, we haven't played that for a while, you know, so we do take a mental note, really, I guess, of what fans like to hear as well, you know.
Awesome, man. Well, I'm really looking forward to it, dude. You know, your new album, Apex Predator Easy Meat, is, you know, one of the heaviest and fastest releases so far this year. You know, giving some of the younger bands a definite run for their money, man. In saying that, are there any younger bands that you're really digging at the moment that you've maybe taken a little bit of influence from?
I wouldn't say massively influenced, but you know, I do like the band Nails from the States. One of my other bands played some shows with them a couple of years ago, and yeah, cool guys. They got a lot of intensity about them. You know, like Anil Nathrak from Birmingham, who are kind of, I guess, a grime black metal band, whatever. But from time to time on tour, we play with younger bands. Some bands who don't really have any record deals, and you know, you'll hear little pieces here and there that are quite inspirational. It kind of kicks you in the ass and makes you want to pick up the guitar and sort of, you know, try and write a song or whatever. But those are the two bands that come to mind at the moment, really. But, you know, I try and keep my ear to the ground as best I can, you know. I mean, some of the influences on the new Napalm album are quite varied. They go from grindcore to, like, industrial to sort of post-punk to, I don't know what you want to call it, really. But there's a whole mixture of stuff going on, really.
Oh, definitely, man. And that's why I think it's going to be on a lot of people's top 10 lists of this year. It really caters to everyone, and it's so good to drive to. I've hit the speed limit a few times. Listen to it.
Yeah. I mean that's the danger. Sometimes you get a little bit carried away. You got to watch your foot on that pedal. I do the same thing occasionally, so you got to be careful.
Yeah. So you've also dabbled in industrial yourself. You've been involved with a lot of different projects, and one of my favourites was the Blood from the Soul project you did. I really love that album. Would you ever consider doing another album with that project?
Well, I thought about it here and there, you know. I always liked the name of the band. I can't remember how the hell I came up with it, but I do like it. And Dirk Verburen, who's the drummer of Soilwork, a good friend of mine, he loves that record, and he wanted to, well, he suggested re-recording it, but it's kind of something I wouldn't really want to do. But I have kind of thought maybe, you know, it'd be nice to sort of get together with him and perhaps, you know, record a few more tunes and see how that goes, you know. I mean, maybe. It's something I'd probably like to do again, but it's been a long, long time. It's been over 20 years. You know, so. But, you know, I like to keep busy. I like to do little things on the side. I love projects. It keeps my brain ticking, keeps me having fun, you know, so you never know.
Awesome, man. Well, fingers crossed. Hopefully it you know, one day falls into place, and it'd be very cool to hear some more from that. Well, we're going to go to the track On Fear and Prayer from the Blood from the Soul album, Despite the Clan That Breeds now. And we'll be back very soon with Shane Embury on Rabid Noise. And we're back on Rabid Noise with Shane Embury from Napalm Death. Now, I saw an interview with Jim Carrey online from many years ago talking about you guys. Has he ever been, to one of your gigs or contacted you guys to hang out?
No. I think that was a long time ago, and I think that could have possibly been sort of inspirational to how Cannibal Corpse appeared on the Ace Ventura movie, probably because perhaps he said, "Hey, I want to do a scene where there's a heavy band," and perhaps they got invited on it. But no, we've never crossed paths. It would be interesting because our drummer Danny really likes Jim Carrey, so it would be quite a funny meeting those two. But no, unfortunately not. No, I'd like to. He sounds like the kind of person you could have a lot of fun with, maybe,
Oh, definitely, man. And he loves his metal. He always been talking about metal for years. And, of course, dropped you guys' name, your name, a few years ago. So that's cool to know, that it's getting out there to people you wouldn't really expect. So, I also heard you're into comics as well. What do you get into these days? Are you a Marvel guy or DC guy or more underground stuff?
Well, I haven't really got into comics for a long time. I think that might have got kind of maybe misinterpreted. I mean, years ago when I grew up on Marvel for many, many years, but I've lost touch lately. I keep up with the movies and things like that, But when I was younger, I was always a Marvel guy, pretty much everything I could get my hands on. But of late, no, unfortunately, me and my wife recently had a little girl, so I've kind of been preoccupied, with all that kind of shit, all those shenanigans, wiping arses and stuff like that, to be honest. So there you go. Comics have been not really at the forefront of my thinking, shall we say. But, yeah, I mean, I loved all the old Marvel stuff. That was my favourite. I did some DC stuff. I mean, I feel like I missed out on a lot of the graphic novels, unfortunately, because just didn't really get the time. But it's I follow the movies. I love movies. I like to watch whatever I can get my hands on. And I think the Marvel movies have been a lot of fun, actually, personally.
Yeah, I love them too, man. I think they're on a roll, dude. They are doing so well with those movies right now, and I'm looking forward to the new Avengers. That's going to be really cool. And congratulations, by the way, on the birth of your daughter or your son.
Yeah, it's my daughter. She's been around for about a year and a half now, but still, she's still pretty young, and she's starting to talk a little bit now, and it's pretty, it's definitely an adventure.
It is,
sure.
Man. It is. Mine's about to turn 1. Full of beans, gets into everything, but it's lots of fun. So, yeah. So I also heard you're working on some new Brugeria stuff too, is that right?
We've had some new songs sticking around for quite a while, and hopefully, fingers crossed, it's going to be mixed by the end of this month, finally, after a lot of toing and froing. So, that's going to be done, hopefully by May. I have a new album recorded also by another band I have called Venomous Concept, which is me and Danny from Napalm and Kevin Sharp and Dan Lilker from Brutal Truth. So that's a new album that we've just finished as well. It's our third album with that band. So, stuff's happening.
Man, you how do you sleep, dude? Kids, bands.
Not very
well. Man, I think there's 2 of you. One goes to sleep, one goes to work.
Not. I wish they'd legalised cloning. I could just send my troops out around the world and I could sit at home, but no, unfortunately they don't.
Oh, man, it sounds like it's going to be an epic year for you, man. It's going to be awesome. So we're going to go to my favourite Napalm song, of course, Twist the Knife now. Thanks for hanging with us tonight, Shane, and we'll see you at the Hi-Fi in Brisbane on April 19.
Cheers, man. I'll see you soon.